Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching it really. We are in the garden centre and Amy is picking up her tomato plants. So she's getting the Shirleys, as we can see behind. Now, how many were you getting? So you've picked how many?
Two.
Two already. And then we're going to get, what, another one of...
Never sure.
Another one of them.
This one.
So that's your third one. That's a good size. Now, this one looks pretty healthy and massive. So what I'm thinking, and I don't know if you're going to be up for this, but what I was going to say is I was going to get this one, and I'm going to see how many I can do from one plant compared to your 3 plants.
If you get more out of one plant, you're God.
You heard it here first, folks. I am Jesus.
Didn't say Jesus,
Well,
I
I
said
know,
God.
alright.
God. Would you prefer Jesus?
Yes, actually, I
You're
would.
the baby Jesus.
Yes, because then I get to grow out my hair. Wait, how much is that?
Yeah, $1.99 plant.
$1.99. So I'm going to hope to get perhaps... How many do you usually get from one plant? 50? 20? 30? I don't know, I don't count.
Call it 50.
So 50 from one plant. So if I can outdo one of your single ones
So
on
now I've
fruit...
got to keep track of each plant and their yield. You have to do
Yes.
get Excel on it. The bar chart.
Bar chart. We'll do a bar chart. Because what I'm thinking is that I'm going to put mine in a massive pot, whereas you've got yours in a grow bag. And then I'll have it in direct sunlight a little bit quicker because it's that much taller.
Oh, science.
Science.
Do you need a stick then
What for?
to support it?
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right, we're home and the tomato plants are here. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pot on the beetroot, I'm going to pot on my tomato, I've got to pot on the raspberry plant and the kiwi and put them in bigger containers or pots. I haven't decided which. I've got these to decide from. So I've got all of these here to play with, but I don't know what will work best. There's a bit of tape. That was to stop the slugs, I think, but it never actually caught on. It never did anything. So that is what we're doing today. I actually bought this pack of 3. They were £3, absolute bargain. 3 pack, 21 centimetre square planters. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the beetroot in there. So I'm going to filter out some of these. They're getting big already. I only bought them last weekend. But I'm going to filter some of these out and I'm going to put some of the better ones into these pots because they don't actually need too much room, especially going from last year's crop. I only used probably about like half of one of these because it sat on the very top. I didn't know that. I used the biggest pots that I had and I think I wasted quite a lot of compost doing that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test one of these to see if this works instead, and I'm hoping we're going to have a better result. As far as my tomato plant, my one and only, these are Amy's ones, my one and only, I've picked out one of 2 pots. I'm probably going to go for either one of these because when you compare it to a tomato grow bag, it's only thin and narrow, so it doesn't actually need too much room. So if I only had one in here, I think that's plenty of room, and my experiment is to have it taller than the bag is, because then it's going to hit the sunlight more and it's going to grow quicker. That is my theory, and I'm basing it off of nothing other than theory. Now this excites me a lot. So this is my kiwi plant. I don't know how well it's actually going to grow. It says it needs full sunlight. It's going to grow up to 300 centimetres. That's really big actually, isn't it? Okay, let's gloss over that for a second. And then we've got the raspberry plant here, which is doing really well already because you've got the new shoots. They weren't there last time I looked, so that's doing really well. This one gets to 150 centimetres, so half the size of the kiwi plant. So I'm thinking if I put them in a bigger pot already, then perhaps when they are big, put them at the back of the garden so they can grow up this massive fence, or I might even put it up here where the sweet corn was last year. But I'm not totally sure on what I'm doing yet with that. What else have I got to do? Oh yes, more potatoes. Couldn't resist, picked up more potatoes. And something new to the channel is going to be some onions. So I don't know if you've watched the previous series, but at the last I think it was at the end of the last series. What I did is I planted some very cheap, I bought them for £1, some pre-grown little sprigs of onion, and what I've done is I've planted them in troughs and they haven't actually done too well over the winter. Let's just have a look at those. So you have these couple in here, you've got one there growing and one there growing. I did put one in here, one in here. I've got this one as well, which is doing alright. This was the original label. So this is the winter flower, sorry, not flowering. This is the winter onion, the yellow globe, and this is to grow in the late spring or midsummer. So I'm hoping I'm going to get something from that. This is also an onion, and so is this. At the time of doing this, it is currently the end of March, so we're not actually too far away from spring, so I'm expecting perhaps midsummer for them to do something good, but we'll keep up to date with those. I'll just do a run through quickly of what I've already got from last time. So here are the leeks that I did, some more leeks there. This is one of my more impressive leek, and the one in the bucket over here, that's doing really well as well. These took ages to grow. I think I did it too late in the season, which is why they've taken so long. There's another leek back there and there and there. I'm going to get rid of that one because it seems to be eaten and not doing very well. This is a swede that I started last year. I did actually, I came out here on Christmas Day. I had a little look round the root to see if it had grown anything because I wanted to use it for Christmas dinner. Turns out it's not grown, it's not ready, and neither is this one. But they're doing well, and I'm going to let them do their thing this year. That is also another swede there. Again, not doing too much. But you can see the space that I've got to play with here. I've got all of the strawberry plants down here, and back there they're doing fantastic, as are all of the ones over there. So, there's still lots going on, but I'm going to try and keep it a little bit more neater, a little bit more compact, and we're going to try and keep on top of everything this time round, because I think I got overwhelmed and I didn't know what I was doing with any of it. So we'll get to see what's going to happen in the near future with those. Oh god, that's not gone well. Oh look, I've cracked it already. Why has that happened? I was trying to be smart and do all three at once. It's backed on the other two, so that's good. Just happens to be more drainage here, so that's not a bad thing. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to put into the compost some of this, because I learnt very late in the season that superphosphate is actually going to be good in helping the beetroot grow quicker. So I'm going to use that this time round in the compost, and hopefully we can get more beets quicker this season. Yeah. Right, I don't know how much I need. I think I messed it. Oh, that's too much already, isn't it? I'll mix it in. I'll make sure it's all mixed in. The thing is, I chucked the box away for this last packet, but I imagine it's the same as the other one, which isn't actually too much that you need, but I like using what I've got here. There we are, it's beautiful. You can see it's evenly spread as well. So we know that the compost is going to get some good nutrients here. So that's now filled up. I'm going to add a little bit more of this and then mix it in, because I filled it about halfway before I did the first lot. A little bit left in the bag. Where did I put the trowel? There it is. And I'll just mix that in like so. on this occasion, the Westlands compost seems alright, and I've only picked out 2 twigs so far. So now, which ones do we want to use? I believe these are the same. Yeah, they are. So they're the same ones that I did last year. Where's the camera? There it is. So this is the Beetroot Solo Boltardi. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these out. I don't know if I might try and split some of these. I'm not sure yet. Let's see how it turns out when I take them out. Look at the roots on there. That's great. Right. So there does seem to be quite a lot here. If I can prise them apart, then I will. But I'm not going to force it. There we are. So I'll put one in there, and then I'm going to have to try and... Oh, I don't know if I can do these ones. The roots seem really close together. Oh, I think I've managed it. Try not to... There we are. So they fell apart. I didn't pull them too much. So nothing's broken. That's one done. I'm going to put perhaps this bigger one into this pot. Make a little divot. Pop it in. You know the drill by now. I shouldn't have to show this part of the journey. There we are. That's another one. And then, which one shall we go for? I reckon this one looks stronger. So I'll pop that one in here. Just like that. Ooh. Wiggly worm. And there we are. There we have it. Oh, I'll take that one and pop that in another pot. As you can see, this is the old stuff that I've just used. So I've taken the genius idea of using this trough instead for the beetroot. Well, for some more of it, because we'll end up using a lot of compost and a lot of different pots. So what I've done is I've tipped in the superphosphate from the last packet that I had, that I used last year, but now I've just opened this brand new packet, and you can see it's made of powder this time round. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but look at that. It's all powder, so I don't know how much different this is going to be to this. So I'm going to mix this in first, see if I need more, and then I'm going to add some of the Westlands. Yes, it's Westlands superphosphate. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill with brand new compost this little pot, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant my tomato, my Shirley, and this is going to be in comparison to Amy's ones to see if I can grow mine better than she can. Beautiful stuff this is. And again, we're using Westlands compost because they are the OGs for twig making. Like this. Oh, hello, Twiggy. Right, now I'm going to get Shirley in here. Oh wow, look at this. This is great. Fantastic. The root system is already well established, so it will literally be the case of just popping it in like that, pushing down a little bit, not too much, giving it a wiggle wiggle, and there we are. I'm going to add a little bit of water, and then she's done. I'll just show you what I've done so far. So these ones, you got 1 beet, you got 2 beet, 3 beet, there's 4 over there. I've put 2 in there because I'm running out of compost. There's another one down here, and this is the tomato, and it looks really happy in there, I think. Look how small that looks. It's very cute, isn't it? There's another one there. I've taken out one of the leeks. I think I'm gonna get rid of that one. And then in here we've got the other 3 in the original pots that I bought. The compost is ever so wet, so I haven't watered these ones, but I need to water those ones because it's brand new compost. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And once I've done that, I'm going to leave the onions and the potatoes for now. Like I said, I've only got this 1 bag left, and I need to fill up 2 pots for those 2. And now it is time for the main event. I'm going to plant this one into this massive pot. This is the one I used for the sweet corn last year. So I'm hoping this will absolutely thrive once it is sat in there. Just like that. Let's do that now. Now, I've never done this before, so this can only go well. If we pull that out, that's amazing. Look at that. So you can see all of the roots on here. It's very wet actually at the bottom. I won't look too much into that because I think I watered it a couple of days ago, and that might be what it is. So if we have it just like that, fill it in around, push it down so we know it's stable, and there we have it. There is the raspberry plant, and I'm going to pop that straight back in to here, just so I have some reference of when I did it. So there we are, that's the raspberry plant. In the greenhouse we've got this bigger raspberry plant to do, and I'll probably wait just for a few more days. I'll probably try and do this next weekend because, well, number one, I've run out of compost, so we're gonna have to go get some more, and 2, I'm not too sure if this needs potting on again. Although this is a massive pot already, I'll probably end up potting it on, so I'm gonna have to dig out a pot. I'm gonna have to get some more compost, and also I'm going to try and take these suckers off, because these will be absolutely brilliant in their own little pots, like this size that the onions are in, and I'll try and grow these on for hopefully maybe next year, because these are very invasive, as we know. So I'm hoping that I can actually get more plants off of this one, but then I've give this one the chance to actually start thriving now, and hopefully, yeah, good things will happen in the coming time. So this is what I've done today. As you can see, the greenhouse is now full up again, which is really good news. I've got previous potatoes in there. We're still waiting for those to, you can just about see them. We're very early into the season, so I don't know what's going on. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to do the onions. It just says on the back to plant in the spring, and the same for the potatoes as well, so they're going to have to wait as well. And I haven't got round to doing the kiwi like I hoped to do, but like I said, because we're still early in March, we're actually getting a frost again soon. I've just checked the weather app, and this is the last thing I want to lose, especially this early on in the stage of its life. So I'm going to leave that one as well, and then hopefully we can come back to those few things. But this is a really good start, and I am super happy with the progress so far. So thanks very much for watching, and hopefully catch you on the channel very, very soon in another video, whatever that may be. Cheers.